Next caller. What's up?
Max Karson, bad parson, that darkness.
All right.
My contention is that there is nothing wrong with sexting Anna while she's talking about she's crazy on stream. I think that Anna can both be a crazy stalker, and he can still talk to her if she won't leave him alone. And that if she's going to come and continuously go on
Wait,
stream and talk about
before you say there's nothing wrong with it, are you interested in contending with any of the arguments people have made about why it's wrong, or you're just going to say it's not wrong and then describe the situation?
I just don't think that there have been any sufficient arguments for why it's wrong.
Are you gonna push back against any of them, or
I would just say
you're just gonna
that
say that they're wrong?
I would say that I don't think you should give. I would say that she's an abuser, and I don't think that you should give her moral consideration if she's going to continuously slander him and demand his attention consistently.
Would it be okay? Would it be okay if somebody slanders you? Is it okay to rape them at knife point?
I think that there is a proportional no.
Yes or
First of
no?
all,
If somebody slanders you, is it okay to rape them at knife point? Okay, so slanderers do get moral consideration in your value system.
Yes.
Okay, so can you explain why in this situation Anna doesn't get moral consideration from you?
I think that there are levels of moral consideration. So I think that if someone is as a hypothetical, if someone's consistently, every time you see them, they insult you, they're rude to you and dismissive of you, I think it's okay to insult that person. I don't think it's okay to assault that person. I would also say that I guess it's fine to insult people if you want to. I think it's, depending on the context, it's probably morally neutral. I just think that there are some actions that you can engage in that are not justified if someone's not aggressing on you, but are justified if they are aggressing on you.
Okay, so you think that what he's doing is unethical, but it's okay because she did something unethical first?
I don't think that there's anything unethical about sexting. And I also don't think there's anything unethical about talking about how someone's crazy on stream if they are like they are doing unhinged crazy things too.
So her not getting moral consideration doesn't matter because you don't think he's doing anything immoral in the first place.
No.
Well, so I guess we didn't need to talk about whether she gets moral consideration. My hypothetical about the knife point thing was just completely pointless because you don't think he's doing anything even morally gray. Everything is fine. Is everything fine?
I think that she's an adult and she can handle sexual contact, and I think it's very infantilizing to say that she can't.
And so I am sexist.
Well, you are I'm sexist too. Don't worry. We can be sexist together.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
But you're saying I have a sexist belief if I'm saying that this situation is sexually unethical because I'm taking away her agency.
I think it's very infantilizing, yes.
Okay. Well,
I would say you're taking away her agency.
That was a big turn from she gets no moral consideration from her bad behavior to I'm sexist for even thinking that there might be something unethical or that there is something unethical unfolding before us.
I hold both of those positions, yeah.
Okay. I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, but this thing of narrative control. Why do you... I was about to do a thing that you hate.
Thank you. I've been doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it is appropriate... I will say that I don't think it is appropriate to cede all narrative control to someone else because they come on your platform. And I think that it is very reasonable and non-immoral to have narrative control of your own platform. I disagree with Destiny's moderating decisions, but I don't think that's moral or abusive.
Do you think I've asked him to cede all narrative control?
I think you've very clearly asked. I think you've very clearly taken issue with the fact that he has all of the narrative control, and you think that's inherently abusive.
Do you think that there's a difference between asking someone to give you all narrative control and having a problem that they have all narrative control? You made those two statements as though they're the same, but they're pretty different.
I think that the actions that he could take to cede narrative control to you...
I need you to answer this question, or I want to never talk to you again. again.
All right, go ahead.
Do you see that there's a difference? You just said these two things as though they're the same, but they're different. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between me wanting all narrative control and me having a problem that I have zero narrative control?
Absolutely, there's a difference.
Okay. I think my problem was the second one. I wanted some narrative control. I wanted some guarantee that even if you're going to shit on me, lie about me, misconstrue what I say, trigger your community to dogpile me, I want to be able to write subreddit posts. I don't think that's asking for all narrative control. That's asking for kind of minor amount of narrative control.
Well, I don't think that's asking for all narrative control. I think that equal narrative control is you have a platform and he has a platform. I don't think you're not a small streamer. While he does have access to a larger audience, I think
it feels like you're changing the subject.
The amount of narrative control that you have. I think that because of you also have a platform, meaning that you have narrative control because you can spread whatever narrative that you want on your platform.
Do you think that me asking to not be banned from his subreddit is asking for a large amount of narrative control?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like it's asking for a pretty small amount of narrative control.
But I also agreed with you on that. So.
Well, great. So then we should probably stop arguing about it if you agree with me on it. You might as well just agree with what I'm saying then. We don't have to pretend we're having an argument.
But that isn't your only contention with how much narrative control he has. You have
before you change the subject, I would just like to get this out of the way. Me asking to not be banned in his subreddit, which was, I think, the only thing I asked for in that final conversation. I said, I need you to not ban all my fans and not ban me and not ban orbiters from your subreddit to prevent them from reversing dog piles or speaking up for themselves. I want this guarantee of freedom of expression for your orbiters. If you have someone who you don't want to be able to post in your subreddit and you want to ban them, you should stop streaming with them too. You should kick them out of the orbit. But as long as you're working with someone and somebody's basically working for you, they should be able to speak out against you or about what you've said about them at any time on your subreddit. Do you think that that is asking for a large amount of narrative control?
That's a good question. How much narrative control does that actually give you? Is that asking for a large amount of narrative control?
Yeah.
Because he can ban you regardless. It's morally neutral to ban people, but Max, you're saying that you disagree with why you were banned. You think that you were causing too many people to disagree with him.
Yeah. And he said, sorry, if you break TOS, obviously he should ban you. If you break the terms of his rules in the subreddit, then sure, ban people. I'm not saying I'm saying you shouldn't ban people because you don't like what they're saying. I think you're getting kicked.
All right, I appreciate it.
It's starting to feel like I don't know how paper scissors is making these decisions. It feels like if we get stuck on something like more than 2 times, it seems like you get the shark bites.
Well, I see. That was interesting. That is about how I thought it would go. I actually went a little bit better than I thought it would go, but it was very clever. What I thought was clever was the way that I very clearly I brought up the concept of narrative control, and I said that he was ceding narrative control by giving you narrative control, by giving Max narrative control. He shifted that to a very specific topic about the subreddit, about how much narrative control asking for to not be banned from the subreddit would give him, and then accused me of changing the subject. That is very much a Max. That is just I just got maxed. I got Max Karson, Bad Parson, That Darkness, dude. That's crazy. That is I'll probably end up making a video on this, but yeah, that was money, dude. All right. Well, I'll be making a more in-depth video on that. I'll be breaking down the conversation. I think I did relatively well. When he did the question thing, I think I did pretty well on that too. So, all right.